It sounds like we're just picking up the pieces.
It's after.
It's after. The Aftermath. It's Hunt for Wellness. Episode number 52. Welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I am John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that produce great water for your great wellness. Check out all the information out over at waterdistillers.com. The Aftermath.
Yes.
It sounds like we're just picking up the pieces.
It's after.
It's after. Well, for those of you who have followed this show regularly, we did an episode on celebrating.
Yes.
And being well while celebrating, because we had a celebration in our family, right?
Yes, our daughter got married.
That was awesome. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that leads up to it. And the big day was beautiful.
Yes.
Everyone looked good. We had a great time. But, you know, after big events like that, what goes up often must come down. Or at least come down.
Not often, always.
They always come down. You can't keep that, you know, wedding day excitement every day of the year, can you?
No.
No. And so what we're going to talk about today, though, is the aftermath. And in a way that what we've found over our years is just when you are involved in an event like a wedding, birthday, anniversary,
graduation, exams,
anything that kind of builds up over time.
And it can be even not one of those things. It can be just like a really great weekend.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, we're going to go do some super fun stuff with our friends,
right.
Or, you know, and we're looking forward to it. And then Monday, oh my goodness.
I think that's every weekend. Anyway, yeah, you know, those are the kinds of things. And often when you are doing something like that, you're putting a lot of energy into it.
Yes.
Right? You're using up a lot of your wellness.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is what happens. We get tired.
Yeah.
We get, you know, it's that sigh of relief.
Tired, but also you can get sad.
Yeah.
You can get down because your emotions were up, were high, and now they're coming down. And you might not think about that for exams.
Yeah.
But when a student is pushing hard to study, and get these exams done and finish, they're using a lot of adrenaline, energy, and then it's done. Yeah. And now often people will get sick after something like that.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to really talk about today is how do you prevent it going down so low that you get sick or you don't feel well, right. Or you have a period where maybe over several weeks you just haven't recovered.
Right.
So how do you want to slice and dice this one today?
Well, the number one thing about it is being aware.
Yeah.
Being aware that, oh, we're having this super great thing that's coming up, like this wedding for us. Yeah. And what I realized afterwards was I had 7 events in 7 days.
It wasn't that something. Yeah.
So no wonder I was so tired. This was like the most tired I feel like I've been after the wedding. Well, we've only had one other wedding.
Yeah. But the one thing we did at the other wedding, which we did on this one as well, is we decided to have a family moon.
Yes, we did a vacation.
We took our own little honeymoon, but for those of us that were still around, so it was just you and I and one of our daughters, we went and another daughter joined us, and we had a little break.
Yes.
And it was wonderful, and we slept in every day, and we laid around.
It was so great.
It was awesome, yes.
And we did that for our first daughter's wedding, and we're like, this is such a great idea. Yeah. Let's do it for the second daughter's wedding. And we so needed. We couldn't go immediately after this wedding.
A couple days, yeah.
And oh boy, I wanted it so bad. I was
But at least
really
we could look
low.
forward to it.
Yes.
And we knew it was coming, so we just had to make our way through a few of those days before
our other daughter got out of school, so we could go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a tip right there, a family moon or some kind of planned. And I think, in both situations, even in the first wedding, we knew in advance that we wanted to have a break afterwards.
That we were going to need a break.
Yeah, that we were going to need a break. So planning, what you don't want to do is hit the bottom and then say, I need a break, I need a vacation, and then try to plan it. It's just going to stress you out even more. All the details were laid in place.
Yeah. It was
and that
awesome.
Really, so do that in advance. That really makes a big difference.
For when those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Now, if you're doing something like exams, plan after the exams, not to okay, now I've got to clean the whole house or clean everything. Now I'm going to work on a new project immediately following that project because I put off other things, which of course you did, to do the exams.
Right.
But no, you need to give yourself some time and space.
Yep.
And sort of the bigger event, the more after space you need.
Yeah. We did a podcast, actually a 2-part podcast. I think it's number 17 and 18 on self-care. And that's really what we're talking about here.
Yes.
You need to take care of yourself, and you need to think about it in advance and have a few things laid in place so that you're going to have time for rest. Because the things that you actually need to do or not do on one of these breaks after something, it's simply just resting. Is one big thing.
That is huge. You need to rest, and also just being aware of it and realizing that when my emotions are coming down and I'm feeling low, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is normal.
Yeah.
I just had a high and now I'm having a low.
Yeah.
And it's okay. So do things, or for one, just know it.
Yeah.
Because that alone helps it.
Yeah. And if you can use some products maybe to help you support your emotional system. Yeah.
Vitamin C, vitamin D, Super C, chewable, or the chewable tastes like candy.
Yeah, it's good.
So does the vitamin D.
Yeah, and that helps boost your immune system.
Yes.
Which is, when you get tired and worn out or you've used a lot of adrenaline, that's when your immune system starts to
be stressed.
Be a little stressed out. And, you can't say that things like a wedding don't produce a little bit of stress. If, there can be happy stress too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like also working out. Yeah. Working out is good for you, but it actually stresses your body too.
Yeah. I would think also too, because we mentioned this in almost every show, and we have a great sponsor on this, is having great hydration or water.
Yes. Oh, got to drink your water.
Yes. You do not want to be dehydrated, especially if you go on a little trip and it gets really hot out and you're laying out and you're trying to rest, but you're not drinking any water. Not good. You need lots of water.
Exactly.
I think water is kind of a cure-all, isn't it?
It is. Well, 80% of our body, or 70, depends which part of your body, needs a lot of water. Your lungs need a lot of water, 85%.
Wow. What else?
But emotional support.
Yeah.
So I love Valor, one of my favorite oils, and KidPower, which is Valor with orange. Love, love, love that. It's in a roll-on. And use that all the time. It just helps balance your emotions. Yeah. Balance you physically and emotionally. So I use it every day.
Yeah. And we at Young Living has a emotional kit of oils.
Feelings collection.
The Feelings Collection. And we talked about that in another episode of the podcast. We will link that in the show notes as well. You can find all this out over at Hunt4Wellness.com. This is episode 52 in the show notes. We also have links to the specific oils we talk about. And if you want to purchase that, you just click the link. It'll take you right to the store. We'll get credit for it because it has our little number in there, and you can help support us, but also really support yourself. That's what it's all about.
Yes. Just some other, in that Feelings Collection, which I highly recommend getting because in there it includes Valor, includes forgiveness. And boy, we need to forgive ourselves and other people that hurt us all the time. So forgiveness, it has release any negative emotions, letting go. Gosh, when you have a wedding, you have to let go of your child, you know, harmony, inner child, present time. I mean, don't we need to be in the present? And isn't it kind of hard to be in the present? Often it's like, I'm thinking ahead or I'm thinking back. No, I need to be in the present. This is where life is.
Yeah. You know, on that episode too about the feelings kit, we talked about the emotional release technique.
Yes.
Which even that is good, a good preventative thing that you can just take to help you with balance your emotions out.
Yeah. So let's say just after exams, you might think, oh shoot, I didn't do as good as I wanted to. Why didn't I study more? Well, you can do an emotional release to help let go of that stress and say, hey, you know what? I did my best and I'm moving forward, and whatever happened. Or maybe you were hurt by somebody, just releasing that, forgiving, and giving thanks for everything. The Bible says, give thanks in all circumstances. And so giving thanks for what's happened, giving thanks for where you are right now, giving thanks for the things that you've learned, even through the hard things. We learn things and we grow.
Yeah, you know, there's also another technique. In fact, we just talked about this a couple episodes ago. The raindrop technique.
Yes, that is so good for self-care. Either have someone give it to you, like I had you give me one after the wedding.
Yeah, right.
Or give it to yourself on your feet. If you don't have someone to give it to you, or you just need it more often, then someone can give it to you. So good for just supporting your body and keeping yourself well.
Right. Now, we haven't mentioned NingXia Red yet. I mean, I'm sure NingXia Red can play a role in this somewhere, can it?
Absolutely. And it's good to, that's our super high antioxidant drink that really supports every system of the body. And so just taking extra, we drink at least a shot a day. Yeah. But when we were traveling, we were taking the packets, which is 2 ounces a day, and sometimes taking 2 packets, or, you know, as you need. If you feel your wellness going down, increase your NingXia. Yeah. And you can actually, when you feel the wellness going down, you can actually feel it. I can too. Boosting myself up. Yeah. And I've heard it said that when you're feeling you're at 80% of your health, you really need to kick into high self-care.
Yes. Oh, that's a great tip. Yeah.
Yeah. So doing everything, you know, taking your Epsom salt baths, doing a coffee enema or a garlic enema, juicing, doing your raindrop technique, your emotional release, because why are you feeling sick or stressed? You know, usually there's a reason.
Right.
So.
Well, okay, so that's NingXia. What other things are just good all around? I'm thinking like Thieves too, because Thieves is another one we use year round. You know, not just when you're feeling bad.
No.
I mean, Thieves is a great preventer, and I think after some big event and you're trying to give yourself some self-care.
Or as you're going into the event, it's really good to put that Thieves on every single night or morning. Be taking your NingXia every single morning. Be taking extra vitamin C. I was like eating vitamin C several times a day during this this period. Those 7 days of 7 events. Right. My body just wanted it, and it was like, oh, I need another one.
How about length of time? So are we talking maybe 1 day of rest, or should there be more than 1 day for recovery?
It depends. It depends on what your body needs. It depends how big the event was. Like 7 events in 7 days, that was really big. I was thinking about this. This is like biblical celebrations. Didn't they celebrate for a week when someone got married?
Did you think about the 7th before or after the event?
After.
Yeah, I know if you did that before, you probably get a little more stress. Right?
Yes, I didn't quite realize it was that much. But So this was a bigger recovery for me than
Yeah.
I feel like I've ever had.
Also, we were able to do some things that we normally, like we went on some nice bike rides and some things that sometimes we don't have time for, or we
Yes.
don't, we're just not tuned in to do it. But when you're up in the North Woods and you have great bike trails and bikes, and
Yes.
it really is. I think also breathing in all that pine probably helps too.
It does. And also being with the people that you love
Yeah.
and you care about,
Yeah.
that de-stresses you too.
Yeah, it does.
So making time to be with the people you love, extra time, it just lowers your stress level and increases your wellness.
Yeah.
It boosts your immune system.
Absolutely.
It's very cool.
So whether it's a family moon or just any kind of pre-planned period of time after a big event, the aftermath doesn't have to be so bad, does it?
No,
It can actually be really good.
It can be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes you have a great weekend just as a surprise,
Yes.
and then afterwards you feel low.
Yeah.
And you just have to go, oh yeah, this is the aftermath. This is the low. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel better. I'm going to give myself some extra self-care today and move forward. You know what? Maybe I need a nap.
Yeah. Or like if you work out, which is really good for you, maybe you just take off from the workout,
Yeah.
and say, I'm going to sleep in,
Yep.
or whatever
Or
it
this
is.
is not, I'm going to take this day off.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take it off forever.
Right.
But I'm going to get back to it after I'm rested.
Yes. Okay. Any other tips or thoughts before we wrap it up?
I think that's it.
Okay, well, great. This episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. It's great machines that provide great water for great wellness and great self-care. And you can find out more over at waterdistillers.com. And then come back after a nice break for the aftermath of this show,
Yes.
which will be our next episode of Hunt for Wellness.